from Melissa's Creations, and today we are making this beautiful card with Lovely as a Tree. It's such a classic set, and I really wanted to use something different, so I decided to pick up that set. We have a sentiment here that is from the Sitting Here stamp set, which I think just looks so nice with the tree. And then there's a tiny little baby little bird down here on these little pine cones and pine branches here. So I'm really excited to show you how I put this card together. Let's get started. So here are the materials I am using today. So I have 3 colors. I have Old Olive, I have my basic gray, and then we are also using our Very Vanilla. So first of all, I have a small scrap of Very Vanilla that I'm going to use to stamp the bird and the little pine cone and pine branches on and cut out. I have a standard card base with the Old Olive cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. We're going to go ahead and fold that in half and crease that score line now. I also have a mat of basic gray. This measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And my Very Vanilla mat measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And that will just layer really nicely and give us a nice border all the way around on our card front. I also have 3 pieces of cardstock in these smaller pieces for my sentiment. The basic gray piece measures 1 inch by 3 3/4. The Old Olive measures 3/4 by 3 1/2. And the Whisper White measures 1/2 inch by 3 1/4. We're going to start with our stamping. So out of the Lovely as a Tree set, we are using the gorgeous oak tree, these trees here, along with this little pine cone and little pine branch guy right there. So we're going to grab those stamps out and get them mounted up. And from our Sitting Here set, we're going to use Thank You for Being There When I Needed You the Most. I think that sentiment goes so well with these trees. And we're also going to use the little bird. I have my archival Stampin' pad in basic gray. We're going to stamp a couple of those little pine cone and branches on our scrap paper here. And then we're going to be cutting those out. I'm also going to stamp the little bird. And to stamp him, I'm going to put him right onto one of those branches. So it looks like he's just perched right up there on that little branch. So cute. Next, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Now I'm stamping this onto my 1/2 inch Very Vanilla piece. So it's a little tight of a fit, but it does work. Just make sure that you take your time and get it placed how you want it when you set it down. And there we go. All right, now we're going to stamp our trees. I'm going to start with the oak tree, and I want to stamp it off the edge, the right edge of my paper. Okay, and then I'm going to bring these other trees in, and what I'm going to try to do is connect the bottom where the grass is, where it looks like it's on a hill, with the hills on this stamp here. And they're not going to connect entirely, so I'm going to have to use my Stampin' Write marker to make the rest of the connection. So we're going to line this up, and I'm going to try to line up this piece here, this hill up here, with one of these. So we're gonna put it next to the oak tree without I don't want to stamp too much on the oak tree with this stamp, and I also want to make sure I go off this edge of my cardstock. Okay, so that's a pretty good distance here. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Write marker in basic gray, and with the fine tip end here, we're going to connect the hills. And to do that, I'm just going to draw little tick mark lines that look like the lines already on this stamp. So you see, I just connected that just like that. And now it looks like it's one long hill line. All right, we're going to fussy cut our bird and our branches, and then we'll be ready to assemble. Okay, I'm going to use my fast fuse on the back of my tree piece. We're going to get that stuck down to our basic gray. And then on the back of that, we're going to pop that up with some dimensionals. And now we're going to layer our vanilla piece with our old olive and our basic gray. We're going to take a glue dot on the back of our bird and then stick down that other branch and layer with another glue dot. And then we're going to put that right off to the side here. Now we're going to use some of our linen thread. Love this stuff. Just run a little bit between your index finger and your thumb to straighten it out. And then we're going to wrap it around the edge of our piece here. And then we're going to tie a bow. All right, a couple more dimensionals on the back of that, and this card is done. And there we are, creators. There is our classic card using Lovely as a tree with a sentiment and the little bird from Sitting Here. I hope you enjoyed this card today. If you did, please give the video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this card today. You can get all the supplies that you need to make this awesome card at melissaskreations.com. Just click on Shop Now. Your support continues allowing me to make videos for you to enjoy. You can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/mcreations and on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest with the handle at mcreations. Thank you so much for visiting. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!